Hey everybody, hope you guys are doing all right. So this last little bit I want to share with you for, at least as far as this segment goes, is concerning Donald Trump and the idea I have for helping spread. The hemp needs to be spread for the public. Like, the public needs to know about it. George Washington was a hemp farmer. It was actually a mandate back in the day that farmers had to grow hemp. And I'm assuming, I don't know the exact reason why, but it probably had something to do with, it's just so good for the economy. You can use it in so many different ways. You can do paper, food, rope. I mean, there's so many things that you can build with it. There's so many things you can do. It's a medicine. There's so many things you can do with hemp. And it's so good for everything that it's just like, it's a common sense thing. I think that's one of the things that they used to help and strengthen their economy and the people and the land, is to grow hemp and to trade it and exports and imports and all this type of stuff. And that helped grow the economy and grow the economy and grow the economy. And then what will probably happen is people got wind of this, and that's when the nefarious sources came over here. That's one of the reasons, is because, I mean, these people, they're only going to suck from places they know. I mean, can really, that have the potential. I mean, they tried with the British with the Revolutionary War, but I mean, after that, I can see how they might want us to like sit back and get fat and lazy and complacent, and then once we are fat, lazy, complacent, and wealthy, and kind of like lose our fucking guard on some shit, come in like a snake in the grass and fucking set up traps for us and entrap us by feeding on our lower desires and our lower vibrational ways and our sins, and speaking into our ears, and alluring us with whatever it is that we are allured by, and thereby allowing this evil, corrupt system and companies and people into our nation to do business here, to do dirty business here, that has poisoned the people, the land, and the animals, and our political system. And that's exactly what we're dealing with today. And a lot of it goes back to them making hemp illegal back in the 1930s, and how that has opened up a huge vacuum or void, or just allowance for all these pharmaceutical companies. I mean, some of them are, I don't know, man. I think that our pharmaceutical companies, it's just because from what I've learned in my, holistic search and my spiritual journey, is that there's pretty much any type of herb or any type of ailment can be essentially countered by some type of herb, food, activity, water. There's just so many other natural, holistic remedies for everything that I've seen. I haven't come across one illness that's been like, oh, there's no natural remedy. I've not found one, not one. So that leads me to believe that since these people are so smart, they know all these things, they know this stuff, but they don't want us to know this stuff, because this will strengthen us. This will make us stronger. This will actually cure our problems. It's also going to train our perspective to think in a different way, because we're going to be more in touch with the earth. If you're eating things that are more organic and raw and pure from the earth, you're going to be absorbing more of that organic, raw, and beautiful earth energy. If you're eating things that have been alchemized a certain way by exploitative people that tainted it with all who knows what, you're going to be absorbing that energy. And that's exactly what we've been doing. That's exactly what we have here, is a bunch of people that have been consuming these chemicals, these products, these pharmaceuticals, and literally putting spells on themselves, not knowing so. And then they're watching music, they're watching television, they're eating fast food, they're working jobs they hate. They're fighting over bullshit. I mean, we're living in cities that are surrounded by low vibrational frequencies and jobs that are absorbing all the time. We know this from epigenetics. Dr. Bruce Lipton proved to us that cells adapt and absorb the information around their environment all the time. So if you're around a bunch of toxic stuff, a bunch of toxic products, a bunch of toxic people, a bunch of sick people, you're going to be absorbing that energy all the time. If you cut, like all of this right here, this concrete produces a ton of CO2, okay? And there's hempcrete can do the exact same thing without producing all that CO2. It actually sequesters CO2, so it's actually better for the environment to use hempcrete, okay? And not to mention, just growing the hemp plant in itself is growing the hemp plant is 2 times better than trees when it comes to sequestering and taking out CO2 from the ground. So it's like, these people want us sick, they want us poisoned. That is their agenda, and we have tons of proof to share with the people that this is what they want. And the fact they continue not to talk about the hemp plant and all the different things that it can do in countering all these evil and corrupt businesses proves to me that they are nefarious. And if Donald Trump wanted to, you've been talking about sustainability and a sustainable 2024. This is the perfect plan for him to do so. And if he doesn't want to speak up about this himself, I offer myself to do it with him, and I will endorse him as president, as one who truly wants to help bring the most sustainable future that we can from our standpoint. Right now, I will endorse him if he truly wants to do so. Me and him could go on. We'll get our fucking, script together, whatever, just our flow together, so that we know, how we're going to bounce things off each other and talk about these things and make sure we're on the same page with all the information. And if that's something that he wants to do and we're able to do that, then we could go on all these different media outlets and literally just talk about the hemp plant, George Washington, go back to the beginning of America, what it was really about, and what it's turned into, and the problems with it, and the reason why we need to bring back hemp, why we need to outlaw plastic, this toxic plastic, and the cutting down the trees, that's a good expansion, and the pollutants, and the artificial, and the preservatives, all these things that are killing us, and our planet, and our soil, and the animals, and just the general, the good vibe of things, too. Not to mention everything else, but also just the good vibe, the good harmony, the good joy that should be ours is now being lost because we're continuing to poison ourselves and the rest of the world, and perpetuating evil companies that are doing this all over the place as well. Okay, so if Trump wants to fight back against these guys, it's through the economy, because they have control over the economy right now. So we can change that by setting regulations, and also by offering an opportunity that's free of these poisons and these toxins and this corruption. And so I'd love to do it with him if he's willing to do it, you know, or even if he wants to talk with me, we can go over a game plan, that's fine too, if he wants to do it on his own. But if he would like me there, in case he has I've noticed that people don't like talking about the hemp plant. I still don't know the exact reason why. I don't know if he's on the same page with that or not. But if that's the case, I don't mind being the sole speaker of the plant, or the sole figure point for the plant, and I can endorse him and support him, and he can say, this is my, this person that we've chosen, or me and Joshua could be a team to do this together too, that, this is whom I felt God, if you want to go there, because this did come through the Holy Spirit, reaching out to the Christians. And then we can also go into, I don't know, that's something we're going to talk about, but Christianity, how I think that a lot of the time, the way these churches are organized and constructed have been designed to entrap a lot of people and keep them perpetuating the same type of evil companies without thinking outside of themselves. That's a whole other story, but I'd really like to focus on the hemp, because that will awaken people's eyes, it will help heal them, it will help open the perception, and it will help get us, these wicked people, out of power. Because anybody that's for plastic and not for hemp, like, this is the type of shit that will draw the line, and that will improve where their foot is. Because in order to be with the hemp side, you're going to really be with the good side. In order to be with that plastic side, you really got to be with the bad side. It is what it is, dude. The plastic is horrible. It's perpetuating all sorts of crazy shit associated with the oil companies. So it's just like, it's a line that's being drawn in the sand. And we know that it's a threat to them because they outlawed it. And when it doesn't even get you high, there's no good reason to outlaw it. But they did it anyways, because they knew if this plant was allowed to continue as it was, it would prosper and dominate, and they would not have the allowance into this country as they have now. So they had to. But now things are changing, and the people are awakening, and it's the perfect time to offer this opportunity, this information to the public. And Trump's in a place right now, especially since he's just talking about wanting to go sustainable, to do so. And I'd love to help him in any way that I can. So, all right, I love you guys. Y'all take care. Bye.